Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy AAR220, bringing you guys our Week 8 game of the IBA. And actually, before I get into this video, I have a little bit of news about the IBA. Actually, because there was basically, long story short, when I joined this league, it was sort of already somewhat dying. I joined Week 7 in place of the commissioner. So because of this, the league has been sort of declining and people started leaving. So because of this, we are ending the season preemptively. In fact, actually, after this week, this is the last main week of uploads. We still, you'll see after this match, but I have news regarding playoffs as well in terms of what's going to happen for us for that. It's actually very interesting, so make sure you stay to the end of the video, and I will be going over what the deal is for that, and if we made it or if not made it, what the plan is otherwise for playoffs, because I do have a plan. Just make sure to keep in mind. And yeah, so anyway, though, we are here with our team versus Nick for Week 8 of the IBA, our second week. But yeah, so one of the things right off the bat that I feared, Mega Lop. Going into this match, it was a Mega Lop match. Also, my team doesn't have much for Mew. I think I worked around Mew though pretty well. Mega Lop, I think I also worked around pretty well, though at the same time I think I kind of neglected a couple other things. But we're gonna get right into the team. So first off, we have Night Spear Crozma, or Night Spear Crozma, our Necrozma, with Leftovers Prism Armor, with Combine Moonlight, Psychic Dark Pulse. I figured mainly I can pass into pass from Scolipede into this. Also, even if I don't, I'm really bulky physically. I'm able to take on things such as Mega Lop naturally, and if I get some Calm Minds up, I can take on pretty much any Mew variant. That's why I have Dark Pulse as well. The only thing on the team that really worried me was at least with this set, was the Alolan Persian. I figured that everything else this thing could take on practically almost 100%. But the Alolan Persian 100% walled this set out. I almost gave it HP Fighting instead of Calm Mind, but I figured I really need the Calm Mind in case he was especially defensive Mew or some shit. Next up, though, we got Retromatisse, our Aromatisse, with Leftovers and Aroma Veil, mainly so we can't get taunted by a Spadef Mew or something like that. We got Moonblast Wish, Aromatherapy Toxic, because we can always heal up ourselves after we Toxic the Mew or something. We can't get taunted, so he can never try and stall break us. Aromatherapy allows us to actually heal ourselves after we get Toxic ourselves, after poisoning him. Assuming that it's Mew, because of the synchronizability. And even then, we always have it just in case he tries to go for something else, such as a Paralyze with his Electros, or if he tries to just Toxic us with another mon in general. Or even if he burns us with, like, Fire Fang and Garchomp. So I figured, you know, we have options for Cleric with the Retromatisse, which also is really nice to pass into things such as Night Spear Crozma and our... Actually, that's really it, the only mon that really passed into. Because we brought a really frail team besides these two. Next up, we got Boston Gay Horses, our Keldeo. With choice specs this week, I figured I really just wanted to hit hard as fuck. We're outspeeding things such as Non-Scarf Mew, Non-Scarf Garchomp, and we have coverage moves such as Icy Wind, Secret Sword, Hydro Pump, and HP Grass. HP Grass mainly for Gastrodon, because I figured otherwise Gastrodon did wall us out. Our Secret Sword is mainly for Keldeo. Hydro Pump hits his team ridiculously hard. Icy Wind is really nice for Garchomp. The only mons that I can at least remember off the top of my head are Primarina that really want to take this, because it still takes an HP Grass because of its pretty nice Spadef. But next up, though, we got our Scolipede May, our Scolipede. The Buganium Z, mainly to break physically defensive Mew instead of, if he brings that instead of specially defensive. Also for Alolan Persian, because of the Fur Coat ability, it could definitely take a Mega Horn, but Z Mega Horn should potentially be just enough to knock it out. Depending on rolls, it should 100% kill him. So we got Mega Horn, Baton Pass, Sub, and Superpower. The spread is mainly to outspeed Garchomp if it's non-Scarf. We got Sub on there, so that way then we can try and, if we're at +1 and we get a Sub up, then he breaks it with Fake Out, so what? We can still Baton Pass if we need to. Also, so that way then we can't get taunted, because if we're behind a Sub, we can't get taunted by Mew. The Superpower is also there for Mega Lop, because I figured if we're going to try and make this thing be able to take a hit for Mega Lop with the Sub, we might as well make it so that way we can KO just in case. Or B, if there's something else on his team that we just wanted to kill off real quick that would resist Bug, assuming that Superpower would be a better option, then we can always go for that. Next up, though, we got Delflame Horizon, our Delphox, with the Salic Berry and Magician. I figured this was, this actually, you'll see in the match, it becomes very clutch. I did this purely because I figured I wanted the +1 speed, because the +1 speed, we were able to outspeed everything of value on his team that we really need to outspeed. I'm not sure if it's every mon on his team. We are able to outspeed at least what we needed to. We sub Combine, Psychic, and Flamethrower. Obviously, I know this set doesn't do the best job of taking on Gastrodon, nor does it do the best at taking on a bunch of his team. But it's mainly there just because Dual Stab does at least do enough, especially if the Combine's up. The Salic Berry at +1 speed. It's sort of just a revenge off if we need it. And also because Magician, with the Berry, we're able to take items, assuming that we lose our Salic Berry. And finally, though, we got Swellow Odds Are, our Swellow, with Choice Specs and Scrappy, with Boom Burst, Hurricane, HP Grass, and Defog, because we really only need the other 3 moves. Because he has no Steel type, which is going to be great to spam with Swellow. Everything on his team that was Fire Weak also died to Hurricane, so I figured I didn't need Heat Wave, might as well just bring Defog for hazards. Main problem that I noticed with this team is I don't have Stealth Rocks, which is going to be definitely hard because Nick's team is going to be one that could just switch in and out of Mega Lop with Fake Out, or potentially like a Scarf Chomp or something, so that's going to be really hard to work around. But at the same time, I couldn't really fit Rocks on over anything else, at least with this team. So anyway, we're going to get right into the match. So as you can see, damn it, I'm on the wrong side. My OCs can kill me about that. But yeah, he has Mew, Megalop, Primarina, Garchomp, Electros, and Alolan Persian. And yeah, we're going to get right into the match. So we're going to switch sides first. But he leads with Selena, his Primarina, and I lead off with Retromatisse because I figured that from this team, he doesn't really have much at all that wants to take on Aromatisse. There's not really a mon that just reliably comes in and breaks it, his best mon being Megalop. So I figured no matter what, it's a good lead because if he goes for Fake Out, then I'm going to live that. He'd need to go for 2 returns basically, and I'd be able to Toxic whatever I wanted. That was my main goal. So I really just stayed in, figured I can go for Toxic. Also, I could scout his spread because we are especially defensive, so I figured I'd probably take a hit. So unless you went for like Hydro Pump or something. But according to damage calcs, that was definitely Specs damage. And though I didn't realize that until later on in the match when I calc this turnout, but it is Specs damage, and he is able to actually bring in his Mew and get up a nasty plot. And I figured, okay, this is pretty bad because one, we're doing nothing, so he's definitely somewhat bulky, and also we're not the best offensively anyway, so we definitely can't beat it 1v1. And if he starts setting up on us, then that's gonna be 6-0 right there. So I bring in Delphflame Horizon. I figured that I can see if he at least has something for this, because if he has something for this, he would just stay in and just try and sweep me out. If he didn't, then I would be able to just click Flamethrower on whatever comes in, and then next turn I'd be able to get a sub if it's something slower, and if it's something faster, I could just switch out. So it is his Electros that comes in, and he seems very bulky, and you'll see in a second why. I get the sub up though, gets rid of our Salic Berry because of the speed, and when we hit him this turn, we were able to take his Assault Vest, which helps greatly from here on out, because luckily he doesn't have the Assault Vest anymore, which is why he's taking this hit so well, meaning that I can just bring in Swell Odds Are, and I know that he's not going to outspeed. I know that I'm going to be able to just Boom Burst whatever he wants, well, whatever I want, and no, he doesn't really have much that wants to come in and take that. He has mons such as Primarina that can take it from 1 hit, but he has nothing that wanted to switch in, because Primarina takes about 80%, you takes about 80%. Garchomp, I didn't count Garchomp because it didn't really matter, but I figured I could just go into Retromatisse, and I could take any hit I want. I figured I'd just go for the Moonblast and just start clicking Moonblast. I didn't really need Retromatisse anymore at this point because, 1, I felt like I had answers for Alolan Persian still. 2, I got rid of the Electros, which I figured means that Keldeo has a lot easier time this match, and that means that he doesn't really want to play as risky with Mew if he knows that he can't kill off Keldeo, because 1, that's his only mon left that really diehard kills Keldeo. Actually, I guess Primarina, but actually, I don't know what I was thinking during that match, if I'm being completely honest. That's what I was thinking, but I don't know why I was thinking that, because he still has Primarina. Megalop could just come and run me off, so that was really stupid on my part, actually. But I remember the main reason that I did that was because I really just want to free switch in to bring in Swell Odds Are, and I could just get another Boom Burst off, either kill off this, or I could just kill off whatever comes in next, because I would outspeed it unless if he switched to Megalop. So when he brought in Scarchomp, I knew he Scarfed. I knew he had to have been Scarfed, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to do that. So I saw he was locked in a stone. It's just like, okay, great. I can just click Hydro Pump here, because no matter what he brings in, I'm able to just click Hydro Pump, but I miss. Whereas at that point in the match, if I had hit that Hydro Pump, it had 1, a roll to kill, and 2, I could have just came in and killed it off with the second Hydro Pump, outspeeding, and that would have been huge. But because of that, I have to bring in Swell Odds Are, and I have to sack him off, or sack her off, by going for Boom Burst. That was also a very low roll, so unless he was a lot bulkier than I imagined, that was definitely a low roll. But I figured that he definitely didn't have anything for Psychic types, because he would have stayed in on Delflame Horizon. So that was huge earlier scouting that, because I figured Delflame Horizon was a lot more sackable than Night Spectrozma was, because Night Spectrozma can handle everything besides the Persian. So I figured I believe I just went for Dark Pulse here, just try and get some chip off, and also he was low enough anyway to die. From here, I proceed to go into Scolopendra, because I figured that I could definitely take whatever. He actually goes for Toxic, so that was huge for us, so I feel like he probably thought it was like just some massive read. He is able to go for the taunt, and I get, oh, are you fucking kidding me? Hold on, let me get back to that turn. Alright, so, hold on. So, we get the sub up, and he gets the taunt off, sadly, so we can't baton pass from here, which I was just going to baton pass into Keldeo and just proceed to sweep, but sadly, we are not able to do that. Instead, though, however, what we are able to do, I went for a Z Megahorn, and he has the Tanga Berry, and because of that, we are actually able to 2-hit KO him. Otherwise, the Megahorn would have been 3 KO, so thank God we had the Z move, because between the Z move and the regular Megahorn, we were able to kill him. Otherwise, just 2 Megahorns would not have. So, we do get forced out by Garchomp, though, and I figured I could just go into Night Spectrozma. I'm taking any hit perfectly fine, and I always have Moonlight to recover off. And I figured that, okay, you know, it's pretty easy. It's not like he has Toxic on this thing. I can just Calm Mind. And if he switches out, that's great. If he doesn't switch out, then I can just recover off next turn. But he didn't actually go for an attacking move, so I figured I could just spam Psychic right now. But he does have Dragon Tail, sadly, so that does force us out. But at this point, his Garchomp's low to the point where it's dying to a Hydro Pump, so I just clicked that in case we switched, because everything else would have eaten a Icy Wind pretty well. From here, I proceed to go into Scolopendra. I figured I didn't really need him much at this point. Or, again, her. I gotta stop naming Mon's male nicknames and have him being female. But, yeah, so he proceeds to go for the return here. So, we sadly do lose Scolopendra. But I figured it's fine. I could just go into Nice Spectrozma. And I believe I just Moonlight here because I figured that I could definitely take any hit fine. But he does a Power-Up Punch. And at this point, I'm terrified, because a +1 return will be able to stall us out. So... Luckily, though, it actually does less than I thought. We are able to actually, it comes down to the point here where if, so from this point in the match, I'd actually calculated out after. From here, he would have needed a max roll to kill us. I thought it was going to do more than it ended up doing, but luckily for us, we actually tanked the hit fairly well. The calc was about 46 to 54%, 54.5%. We were at about 54% in this match. So he would have needed next to a high roll, if not an exact high roll, to have killed us. So because of this, he ends up switching into Mew, and I believe I went for a Psychic here, and we were able to take any hit from Mew perfectly fine. So because of this, I just click he clicks Knock Off. The crit doesn't hurt too bad because he would have just killed us off with the return. Well, actually, the crit, I'm not sure if the crit mattered, to be honest, because without the crit, he would have done about like 19%, give or take, and I'm almost positive that if Megalop... Yeah, Megalop... so it would have still came down to a roll, but it was practically guaranteed at this point, versus if he didn't get the crit, it was somewhat guaranteed. But regardless, we are able to actually live the return with Boston Gay Horses and kill off Megalop to have finally beaten Nick. After so many losses, we're finally able to beat Nick. So that was good game to Nick. He played very well. Sadly, if he brought high jump kick, we would have lost. But because of this, we are actually, and I'm not even kidding here, we are 100% tied for last seed in playoffs. We are 4-4 -1. The team we're tied with is the Portrait Herdiers, who are also 4-4 -1. So we will be playing them on Friday for the tiebreaker match for the 4th seed. I will upload this match Monday of next week. So you guys will see who moves on to actually compete in playoffs, because we both are 4th seed. It would have went to him because he beat the guy who I took over in the original match, but because it's a new coach and like I'm 2-0 right now, he's willing to give me a chance. He's willing to compete with me for the seed. So this will determine the rest of our season. So we will have at least one more IBA match, win or lose. We will have one more going up next Monday. And this will determine if we make playoffs or not. If we make playoffs, we fight Shori in first round. If we don't make playoffs, then Point fights Shori in first round, because he's regardless first seed in our conference. So that is going to be it for this week of the IBA, though. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. and just wish me luck, because we might have another playoffs run. So I'll see you guys later. Peace out.